Howdy folks, AJ coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and we are inside The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, an adventure game, point and click style adventure game that I picked up at the past Steam sale. It was for $9.99 I believe, and it's normally $19.99. So even at the $19.99 price, I do think that it is absolutely worth the value. So, to give a quick premise for the game, once you're inside, you are playing Paul Prospero, a detective who is investigating the vanishing of Ethan Carter, a young boy who has been writing you letters. So that's all the info I'm going to give on it. I don't want to give any spoilers away. That's what we're here to do, and let's get on into the review. Let's go. Okay, so to start off with, we are going to go into options here, and I just wanted to show that it does have a field of view slider, which I love to have all the way out. I like to see as much of the landscape as I possibly can. So if you do decide to pick this up, remember it does have a slider, so if you like it more narrow or open, remember that you've got that at your disposal. So I have already finished this, so I am just going to hit start a new game, and I don't want to do that, so let's do continue then. We'll do continue. I don't necessarily want to overwrite that. Okay, so what I did was I was in an area that would have given away some spoilers and stuff, and I've kind of just moved out to the open area here just so you can see the landscape and everything. It is quite scenic, and you do have, this is the walk speed here when you're walking, and then when you want to run you can go relatively quickly, which I appreciate. Adventure games sometimes are very tedious in the fact that even if you use the speed function, it doesn't necessarily move you along that quickly. So, in any case, we will go over the highlights here, the pros and cons of this game. So, number one, the graphics, as you can see, are pretty much breathtaking. Mainly, it's all quite a bit of landscape and scenery and beautiful shots like that. There's of course some structures in the background and so forth. The gameplay is, as you can see, there's no HUD. The gameplay is very freeform, I guess is the term I want to use, because the developers basically let you explore and so forth, even though the story itself is extremely linear. There's really only, one path to finish the story. However, you can explore as much as you want and wander all over the place and do that, but in the end you're still going to complete the story in the exact fashion that they want you to. It's basically like a novel that you are playing through. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you're going to experience all that in chapters, basically. So the other thing that's a pro is that the voice acting, and I probably won't be able to show you very much of that, if any, because I've already finished it, and I don't want to start a new game. But you can take my word for it. The voice acting is spectacular in this. And I have not checked yet, but we're going to see. I'm going to make a statement here, and we're going to see if I'm correct, because I'll go back and check and find out. But I believe that the voice of the the main character here, your character that you are playing, is the voice actor is the same person that played Garrett in the Thief series, at least in the first couple of Thieves, I believe it's. So I'm going to have to check on that and find out, but I'll go ahead and make that assertion just because that's how confident I am. I believe it's the same guy. It sounded almost identical. So you have the voice acting, you have the graphics, you have the fact that there's no HUD. That is, I really do like that a lot. It helps you get immersed into the game world itself. And now to get into some of the negatives, because there's not a lot of negatives, but there are a few things. Number one, this is using the Unreal Engine, and you can run and all that, but there is no jump feature. There is no way to. So, for instance, I can't just jump onto these rocks and up and over. I have to go all the way around, and that is just frickin' annoying. If you want to make it immersive, there's nobody that's going to say it would be unreasonable for an average person to be able to walk up on this rock and get up and walk up that little bitty tiny bit of a hill there if they wanted to, or even to climb these rocks. Okay, most people would physically be able to do that, and in this game you can't do that. Even though you're using an engine that we know is capable of that, you chose not to include that for whatever reason. So now I have to walk all the way around this way, and it just adds a little bit of tedium, and it takes away some of the realism, I believe. I'm not asking to climb mountains or anything, but to jump up on this rock doesn't seem unreasonable. So anyway, that is one negative that I did encounter. The one of the other ones is that there's a puzzle in this, and I'm thinking about doing a guide specifically about this one puzzle. The puzzle itself, once you understand what the hell it is that the developers are expecting of you, it's not a difficult puzzle at all. It's actually somewhat, I would say, medium on the scale of difficulty, and probably leaning towards easy once you understand what they're expecting of you. That's the hard part. They say in this game that they don't hold your hand or lead you by the hand. Well, sometimes you gotta give the player a little hint of what it is that you're expecting them to do. The particular puzzle I'm talking about involves going through portals, and there was one specific way that I was trying to do it because I thought that's what they wanted, and I spent hours doing it to find out that is not at all what they wanted. That there was, and I'm going to actually do a separate guide about that. So just be forewarned. If you get to the portal puzzle, let's just call it the portal puzzle. That's all I'm going to say. If you get to the portal puzzle and you get stuck, you may want to seek out a guide. And if I've already done one, it'll be on Steam under Greyhawk 4x4, my handle. So I may just do that and start a new game and do that, and just to save people the aggravation of that. So I would say those are the only two real negatives that I have on the game. I think that overall for $20, or in the case if it's on sale for $10 or less maybe, it's a great game. It's relatively short. I think someone said about 4 hours. I don't know how much I spent, because I did spend at least a couple of hours screwing around with that one puzzle, which was unnecessary, but I'd say about 4 hours does sound about right. So anyway, overall I'd say if we were talking on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this game probably between a 7.5 and an 8. So there you go. That is my review of The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. If you are a fan of adventure games, puzzle games, that type of thing, mysteries, there's not a whole lot of horror elements to it or anything like that, but there's a little bit. Then you will probably enjoy this game. So that shows you just a little bit of how the mechanics work there. See, and I can't just being able to jump up in and out of there. Instead, I have to use a command function. When in most games using the Unreal Engine, I could just jump up in there, but they did it a different way. So, in any case, I think that'll do it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the thumbs up, please, share it, whatever. If you didn't like it, click the thumbs down. That's entirely up to you, and we will catch you guys on the flip side.